Welcome to the SHAC. My name's Barbara Gray from Clarity here in the UK, and I'm looking forward to spending another hour or so with you. I'm early to the party just to make sure that the volume is okay and that you can find me. Happy Monday. Paul is in the building with you if you have any questions. Now I'm just waiting to see if anybody's going to show up. So I'll clean my glasses because they're disgusting, and I'll just wait patiently for you. How is everybody? Is anybody there apart from me? Oh, I feel like I may not be connected. Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Mo. There you go. Just need one person to knock on the door and then all is well. So how are we? Good morning, Lynn. Good to have your company. Come on in. We're going to carry on where we left off last week. Yeah, with our flower panels. Do you remember those geometric flower designs? I got up early this morning because I wanted to try something out, and it worked very nicely, thank you. So I'm going to share that with you. How are you doing? Let's let our friends join us. I'm glad to see you very well, thank you. Good, I'm well too. I'm really enjoying having Grace at home. So yeah, it's lovely. And we're going to get the bust of Brighton after the SHAC. Morning, Ken. Yeah, Buster Brighton stops right outside our door, and 9 minutes past 11 or 39 minutes past the hour. So if I can, I'll catch the 9 minutes past, which means I'm going to run at promptly 11 o'clock. So don't forget, if you've got any questions, ask Paul, and we'll get cracking, shall we? Yeah, so last week, let's have a look. We're early to the party, but we'll let our friends find us. Grüß dich, Marion aus Deutschland. Schön, dass du da bist. Yeah, so last week, if you recall, we were looking at these flowers, and we were using this clever little set of, they're like nested shapes, really. I really like them. Something so simple. It's like the embedders, you know. They're so simple, but cool, they're so useful. Yeah, so I know that it looks really basic and you think, I could do that by drawing around a cup. You sure could. You could draw it by drawing around a cup. You could draw it around the inside. Loads of anything round, right? Lid. We were looking at drawing around a lid last week. But I've got to tell you, this is a lot easier. Also, what we did use, what we referenced, was our download, our circular download. So if you can find that, Paul, I'm sure Paul will give you the link for that. That's what we're going to use today. So there you go. If anybody wants to join in, that's what you need. You need something to draw around. If you haven't got this, it's worth getting. For the few quid it costs, you get a lot of mileage out of this little fella. That in combination with that is very, very good. So Paul's posted the links for you, and it might be worth investing because only because there's a couple of weeks now. Next week is the bank holiday, and I just want to give you a little bit of homework, okay? And I'm not around next Monday because it's bank holiday, and I'm going to spend the day with Dave. And then after that, the following weekend, we've got a really, really busy birthday weekend on Create and Craft. Paul and I are going to be up there for 3 days. But then on the following Monday, I'm away. I'm stepping back, and I'm going to take a little holiday with Dave. And so I won't actually be back in the SHAC. This is the date for your diary. I won't be back in the SHAC until the 2nd of October. I know, I'm taking the whole month of September-ish off. So after I won't be seeing you until the 2nd of October. There you go. Therefore, I suggest that I give you a little something just in case you fancied having a doodle, or you need a plan and you lose your mojo and you want to have a little go. Sometimes it's really good just to know, oh yeah, Barbara said try this. So I'm going to show you today how to draw the flower of life, if you don't already know. And then you can make the most amazing patterns and colouring projects for yourself with it. So I'll show you that later. And let's get started, shall we? There you go, 103 people already in the room. I love our Monday mornings together, don't you? Have you got your cup of tea ready or your coffee? Are you here to doodle with me? Or are you just going to hang out with the shackers, with your fellow shackers? Morning, Pat. I see you. A bit grey in Cornwall today. Well, I have to say, Pat, sunshine was promised here, and I'm assuming that it's going to burn off. Yeah, because at the moment it's very overcast. Oh, there's nothing like a cup of tea, is there? Okay, now let's have a look where we were, where we're headed. You also need, for this job, because we're going straight to the canvas. Okay, we need our pens. So most of you will have your micron pens. Okay, and we're going to go petite. Remember when we went petite last week? This bit here. So let's have a look and see where we can go. Okay, so this is nice. It's amazing what you can do with a circle. So I thought, let's have a look at one that I finished earlier. So this is quite good. It's got lots of options. Let's just deconstruct it so you can see where we're at. So this is a card. This is an 8x8 that I cut in. You can see it's just a folded, scored 8x8 card that I've cut in half. All right, nice and tall. And then here's our actual piece of artwork that we're going to doodle today. And it's nice. It's all done by hand. There's no stamps involved, no stencils, no nothing. Just these little guides, these little outliners. So this was actually cut from our stencil card. Okay, so we're going to use our stencil card. Go straight to it. What's the worst that can happen? You know, we're going to use our stencil cards. We're going to use our pens. Number one, I'm going to use, and our outliners. And then I was looking at it, and then I got our lovely. I'll tell you where these are from. These are our Feel Good Factor stickers. They're from the SHAC, aren't they? These are our SHAC. Do you remember all these lovely words that we use? So there's loads of stickers there. We are golden. We sure are. So we're going to use some stickers. Look, let the sun shine in. I love these. So I thought I would use the stickers. Okay. You could draw as well. I had a little thought about that. I'll show you now because I thought, well, maybe this would look good as well. So I took a bit of tracing paper. Do you remember we've done this before where we use like continuous writing? You are my ray of sunshine, ray of sunshine. See, you could pop ray of sunshine there. So you could continue the panel. Just, you don't come up for air. So it's lots of choices, friends, lots of choices. But for today, I think, well, I'm going to just stick, because I like this kind of funky, really retro, modern, minimalist kind of art. Easy, clean, simple, nice, okay? Bit of clever colouring in. Right, and then these pieces of paper, they're from our companion paper. I think the grey one is definitely from Northern Lights. I'm not sure where that one's from. But I had to scrap, so I thought, so that was that. And then I thought, I could do with a bit of a flash of colour. And then I thought, yeah, okay, that looks really nice. See? So that panel there ties into that panel there. I like that too, you know. Lots of different choices anyway. Okay, so let's do this. Let's get this going, and then we can move from there. So the first thing we need, have you got your download ready? Because what we're going to do, we're going to use, let's have a look. We're going to use this one, the small one, and I'll show you where it comes from. See, there's the small inside. So that's what we're going to use. And what I think is a good idea is if you take a Sharpie pen, right, and you can see here, see I've got 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock. We did this before. And on the smaller one as well, right? You've got 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Okay, so you're going to make little marks at the top of the hour and every 3 hours. So that will give you, that's really cool for, you need those marks on there. You don't need more. When we start doing other patterns, we may need more, but for now, let's just go with that. So I'm going to take a piece of stencil card. Here we go, bit of stencil card. Right, I've already cut it up a bit. That'll do. And then what we need really is a line here so that we've got a guide, because that's the flower, that's the start up there. So we've got a bit of wiggle room as well. Okay. So let's use our ruler and a pencil, and let's just give ourselves a border. So like I've gone like, I don't know, 1.5 centimeters, 3/4 of an inch, something like that. This is going to be the edge. I can always trim it back afterwards, can't I? But I need a really faint line so that I know, oh, sorry, friends, so that I know where to put the circle. See? So what we're going to do is we're going to put this circle in. That's the key. And then how long you want this stem to be, how long you want this stem to be, it all hinges on this particular circle. So you could shuffle this down and put it in the middle, and then it could be equidistant, quite a long word. See? So it could be same distance to the top as the same distance to the bottom. So there's lots of scope. Tell you what else looks really nice is a landscape. You see? Doesn't that look pretty as well? And just turn the angle of the stickers around. That looks pretty cool too. So let's have a look. If we go like that, we're going to go straight with a 01. All right, 01. And I will put my first one, I'll line up the 2 lines there. It's all about the petals. Let's give it a go. And like I say, really, it's a bit of card. Cool, this chair needs a bit of WD-40 as well. Wiggle, wiggle. Right. Okay. Right, are you ready, friends? Hello, Elizabeth Finch. I hear you're in the room with us. It's good to have your company, darling Elizabeth. Yeah, well, Maidstone, you are. What do we think? Balming, bit overcast, Elizabeth, eh? Right, let's get going. So we're going to use our pen, and the first thing we're going to do is this one here. So I'm going to come down a little bit, like so. Right. And then I'm going to just use my pen to go from that line round to that line. There you go. That wasn't too hard, was it? It's all about these dots. So now, before we do anything else, what we need to look at is this line here. So if you look, you can see this is a circle going that way, except we're not going to do a circle. We're only going to do a half, because well, let's leave it there for the minute. But what you'll see is when you turn this, let's turn it around. So I'm a lefty. It's easier for me to do it this way. Well, I say that. Bear with me. Right, let's do that like so. And you'll see where that dot is, that's where we're going to stop. So this is the petal, see? So we pop that there and that there, where that joins. There's the intersection there, okay? That's key. And then we'll just go from there round to there, but we'll stop there. Okay, so that, my friends, is that bit, see? So you've got your first petal. Now we're going to add this petal. So what we're doing is we're looking at the dots, the hour dots, and we're just locate the petal, locate the dots, and then you just go from there to there. Right, there's our first flower, actually, believe it or not. There it is, okay? Then we'll sort out the middle bits afterwards. Let's just get the shapes in. Now you can see that there's a panel going on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, rather than measure it on a ruler, let's just use this. If this is the inside there, That's the width of the panel needs to be. So let's go right up the far end, like there, and let's add a dot there. So now I know that if I join just a really, really faint line, because I'm probably going to want to rub it out as well, right? But it gives me something to work towards. Just from the top, I'm just going to come down like that. I don't even want this bit, don't need it. Just want that bit, you see? Okay, so this is going to be my stem going that way. And now I'm going to add my next flower here. So I need that again. See, it's not that far away from there. I really like this design. I think it's clean and crisp. I think it's very nice. So now you can decide how far down, how far apart or how close together do you want these. You could put them really close together, look. Yeah. You just got to know that the center's coming out that way. So let's go there. That'll do. Like so. Just get my pen. And this time, again, it's a semicircle and it's just this piece here till there. That's it. So that's that flower now coming. See? So what we'll do next is we'll make sure that well, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this one in next. The one that actually creates the stalk. We'll go like that. There you go. That one's on there. They're all aligned. Take your time. What I found when I got into this, I found it very, hang on, where am I going? Oh yeah, okay. Barbara. Right, round there and to there. Okay. That's all right. It's only a bit of card. If it happens to me, it happens to you. It's fine. Just keep going. There you go. So we'll go like that. Don't worry. You won't see that when I'm done. And then we're just going to press hard and bring in that petal. Okay, so now we've got our two flowers. I'm going to make that a feature. Right, next thing is these bits. So let's turn this around. Now we need these bits here. I procured a 5p piece. So what is that actually? Is it a 5p? It's tiny anyway. I think it's a 5p. God, Barbara, are you losing it? Or is that a... Yeah, it's 5 pence. So we want to add this to there, staying in the line, and we're just going to see if we can touch. Let's see if we can kiss the actual petals. That'll do. There you go. That's that one. And we'll turn this around. We'll do the same on this side. Okay. It's always the same. When you want something for best. Right. There we go like that. Round we go like that. Okay. So we've got our flowers ready. Okay. Got our flowers ready there and there, and you'll see that I did different colouring in. I'll explain about that later. That was because this was a bit of one of these, but it was really funny. I was sitting up here laughing my head off, just to myself, just chuckling my head off this morning. It was going really, really well, and then it suddenly went really, really wrong, really, really wrong. It was... So then I had to go on a 15-minute detour, putting it back in again. But I'll show you later what happened. See if you see what I saw. Okay, so let's get this one done. So now I'm going to just eyeball it, right? Because what we're going to do now is add the stamen. Do you know what I think as well? I think I need stronger glasses. Can't believe I'm saying this. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. It's so, yeah, let's try the better glasses. Let's see. So now, clean off your pen nib. And now we're going to go from there to there. Okay, and we're going to swoop round and try and stay parallel with that line. Give it a go. We're going to go up like that and round like that. A little bit slower than I anticipate, but that's okay. It's an original. Never perfect, but always an original. Up we go again, round we go. So let's close these bits off like that. Let's go back round, close those bits off like so. Right, that's better. Now the stamen, we could, there's nobody written the rule book that says we couldn't come out a bit further. So why don't we just, I'm going to come out beyond the line just because I can. Just a little bit. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, dot, 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 dot. Right, that's it. So I've come out a bit. Cool. Right, 1 in the center, out, dot. 2, 3, 2, 3. There you go. So our flower stamens are out a bit further. There you go. Okay. So then the next thing is we need to sweep through. So we're going to sweep through with this one. This doesn't take long, does it? Okay. Right, so we'll sweep through with that one. Now this one, we're going to catch that and come all the way down. Excuse my head while I do this. Let me go onto that camera so that I can get over the actual artwork. Right, there you are. So I'm going to just go there and then swoop down. There you go. And then on this side, I'm going to go to this. So we've curled around there, and now we'll do the same thing on this side. So I've got the end, and then I'm going to just hold on there, and then down I go. And I'm going to go right to the end because I don't know where I want to chop it off. Yeah. So there you go. Now I've got my flowers. It is done. Right. So that wasn't hard, was it? I like this. So I've got a 001. I may, going power of hindsight, I'm possibly would use the 005 for the stamen. If you're not doing it, but you're doing it later, maybe with the tiny stamen, these bits, and the lines on the leaves, maybe going with the 005, the even finer one. So let's do the leaves next. So I wanted to show you how to do the leaves. Now this is interesting. If we do the leaves and we want them to be symmetrical, you can see that this leaf is exactly the same as the petals, right? No brainer. These leaves are not the same. So I was thinking about that and I thought, right, I have an idea, right? Go back to this, go back to our little marker. I mean it, when I say you need this, I tried several different things to work out what would work, you know, and this is the easiest, by far and away the easiest. I even considered creating something to do the job, and then I thought, why? All you've got to do is put a couple of marks on this thing. So I'll show you what I mean. Let's go back to here. So now we've got our, let's just find out. Right, here we go. So we've got our 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 9 o'clock. Agreed? Let's take out 001. This isn't a permanent Sharpie pen. It would smear if I, right? But it's much more fine, it's much finer, it's more detailed. So now what I want to do is put in 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. You understand me. So let me come in really tight so you understand how this works. I think it's a no-brainer, really. But some people are more wired for this than others. I found once I got into it, it was really relaxing. And I'm not a maths person. Right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3. So you miss 2, and again. So then you miss 2 and you get to 3 o'clock. So I made little dots on the 1 o'clock and the 2 o'clock. So now I'm at the 3 o'clock. Then I'm at miss 2, 4 o'clock, 1, 2, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 1, 2, 7 o'clock. Let's just move it up a little bit. Make sure that your midnight and your 6 o'clock are at the right place. So we got 1, 2, 7 o'clock, 1, 2, 8 o'clock, 1, 2, 9 o'clock, 1, 2, 10 o'clock, 1, 2, 11 o'clock, 1, 2, midnight. So when I lift that away, I've got all 12. So yeah, I know. We have the capability to create acrylic ones like this. Do you know what? And maybe we will. But this works a charm. Let's see if this has got legs first, arty wise, and then we may come back and do some geometric shape helpers and aids. You know what I mean? But let's just, come on, shackers, we can do this. We are shackers, friends. Right, so you've got your 12 little marks. I'll tell you who's gonna love this is Ken. This is right up your street, Ken, isn't it? Yeah. And not because he's the man, but because he's the scientist. Now, let's have a look. It's logical. It is logical. It's like people who love pattern building will enjoy all this stuff. So now we've got this, and we're going to go to the leaves. So the thing is, let me show you this. If I go to the 6 o'clock and the 6 o'clock and the midnight, right, you can see that leaf is obvious. You draw that in, then you come down to this one, right? It's the same thing. 1, 2, 3. See, and you get that. It's the 90 degrees, isn't it? So this one, you just go a bit smaller. Look, instead of 1, 2, look. Instead of 6 o'clock to 3 o'clock, we go 6 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And here we go, 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock. All right? Come on, let's give it a go. We'll start with the bottom one, the easiest one, and we'll take it from there. So we're going to use this as our, that's the angle now, the 45. Yeah, you get it? So let's just leave ourselves enough room. If that's there, come up a little bit so it's not too far away. Just bear with me a minute. Yeah, hang on. I know some of you go, I'll measure it. Yeah, all right, I'm on it. I'm on it. So that's like that. So if that's there like that, and that's there like that, then you're going to come down. I'll show you. About 6 centimeters from the top. 6 centimeters from, no, not that many. 5 centimeters from when it goes straight. Okay, that'll do. It's not a science, but about, if you want to know, so you've got the right gap, it's 5 centimeters. Right, 001. Okay, let's have a go. So now we're going to go the 3 o'clock and the 6 o'clock. That's going to give you that lower edge like that. Right, 6 o'clock and 9, that's it. 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock. And then we're going to go find the petal or the leaf. See? So now you've got two in between, like that. Oh, my glasses. I can't believe I need new glasses. I'm impatient for this one. Right, there you go. That's the first leaf. So now we'll go up a bit, and now we're going to get the right angle. So you can change the angle, can't you? So I'll tell you how to find. See here, we went from 6 to midnight along that line. Well, now we're going to go to 1 o'clock up here. We're just shuffling this across one like that. This is all very logical. Gives you the same angle, right? So you go like that. Believe you me, I am not a mathematician. And then I'm going to go to the second one instead of the third. As if I do that, I'm going to end up with the same one again. So now I'm going to go like that, and I'm going to go to the second one in. So like so, okay? And then I'm going to find my petal. You can take any one of the dots at this stage, can't you? Right, find your petal or your leaf. There you go. It's just one in between. Come up a bit. Instead of 2. Do you see? So then you're going to go like that, and then you're going to come in like that. Bosh. Right. So there we did 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock on that one. And then we went up and we went to 6 o'clock to 4 o'clock. So now we're going to go 6 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Right. There's almost no curve on this. So watch what I did. It's basic, isn't it? But to get the right angle, I'm putting this one on that pencil line again, just so that I get the right angle. Let's have a look. Okay, that'll do. But you'll see when you do this, there's almost no curve. So when you come back round like this on this one, so look, it should be, there's something there anyway. There, da-da. See? And if you wanted it, if it's a little bit too tiny, then come on, we know how to do this. We'll just spread it out a bit. There you go. Okay. So we've got three leaves. 3 leaves. And then we'll take our, let's get the centers going now. So we'll just take our ruler and split them. Glass change. That's better. There you go. So we've got our glass. We've got our better glasses on here. Now I'm going to go with the 005. Remember I said we're going to change it up. There we are. Right, let's have a look. So straight line though. Straight line. So if it's a straight line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Good enough. Right? It's not hard, is it? So then the next thing we want to do is here. So this is where it really, it was going so well this morning, and then bosh. Right, so I've got that little issue there. I'll deal with that in a minute. No, I'll deal with it now. I'll show you. So if that's the case, I'm going to have to make that symmetrical. Right. So we've got, there, I'll make it a feature. Okay. Make it a feature. Right, so now what I was doing over here, this is going really well, and then it went really wrong. So I thought what would be really nice would be if we used dots, like pointillism, to do some shading, right? So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll go there and we'll just start. And there's quite, it's not just random. You do think about it, okay? So they're quite considered dots. Let's call them that. Okay, you're actually considering where you're putting the dots as you do this. And then, of course, in this area, you double up, you go a bit denser. And then what you'll see is that the dots, they create depth, they create the shade. There's a whole art form around this. But it's a really nice way to create shade. So this is what I was doing this morning. I thought, quite, yeah, I like that. I really like that. I was happy, you know, just happily dotting away. And so I did the same on this side as well. So we do this. I can use this to show you how it went a little bit. It might not work now because I've got that feature. But at 7 o'clock this morning, it woke me up. Right. So there we go. Bit of pointillism. Just dotting away. Nice. Very relaxing. There we are. We can bring the dots in from here. So now it really looks like it's, I'm going to have to do that in the top in a minute. Right, but it's just different ways to do this, isn't it? So much denser dots where you want it to be darker. We'll add some shade as well. We can add some shade too. I hadn't intended to. But then what happened was, I thought, I thought, I know, because there was a bit of a blob here where the ink was. So I thought, oh, well, I'll put a black accent on that corner like that. See, straight away, it's gone from being a really lovely retro flower to a really saggy boob. I've just added the nipple to make sure you see it. it, it happened again. There you go. It wasn't just at 7 o'clock in the morning. We need a pair straight away. She needs a holiday. So there you go. That's what I see. Oh dear. So there you go. What's even funnier is that it's happened again. It was just as funny this morning as it is now. Anyway, so now okay. Sorry guys. Sorry. So you can see why I ended up having to dot, and this is why this one is really, really dark. Because it doesn't matter which way you look at them now, all you can see is a pair of saggy boobs. But I'm not going to make that one the same. Okay, and it doesn't matter even if you do a little bit of dotting because you think that'll improve. It doesn't improve it. It just makes them look even worse. Look. So there you go. That's the flowers. God, I've got a headache from laughing now. Right. Okay, so you know how to make our beautiful retro flowers. Let's start colouring in, shall we? Ignore the boobs. We'll just pretend they're not there. Oh, do you know what? There's nothing like a really good bellyache, is there? A good laugh. A really good laugh. It's good for the soul, isn't it? Silly things as well, harmless stuff. So there you go. Even if you're no mathematician, this is straightforward. Now let's have a look at some colouring in. So enter, let's do a bit of pergoliner work, shall we? What's the time? Easy, this is. Right, pergoliners. Okay. Right. What have we got here? Number 9. So, got number 9, number 10, and number 7 is the green one. And then I've got a couple of the greys, you know, from our little pack of polychromos, the grey ones. They're brilliant. I think we've still got those in stock. Now, let's have a look. Okay, so we'll just put down a nice undercoat of the number 9. Okay, so nice circular motions. I mean, we've done this so many times, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are lots of different ways. There's ways of colouring in. We did the dotty, didn't we? We know that we can colour in like that. You really can colour in like that, you know. That is a stippling is a way of colouring in, and you just keep stippling in the same area to make it darker, and then you can move out. Right, so you can do that with the colour as well. It's really nice. Then the other thing you can do, if you want to colour in a larger area like this, is get a flat, like a bit of a chisel edge going, and then circular motions like that. See? And then that way, what you're doing is you're going over. Oh, it's like a coil. You're doing a coil. So what you're actually doing is that, but you're doing it really, really tight. So you end up with a seamless. It's seamless. They're actually coils, and you're not pressing hard. Okay, and then the other thing that you can do, you can hatch. So hatching is like feathering, if you like. So you're going, what you're doing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, just flicking out all the time. So if that's the line that you're shading against, then you're flicking, flick, flick, flick. See, and you can flick it a diagonal like that. Okay, so you go like that, and if you cross hatch, go that way, hatching, then you can go that way. See, it's like feathering, but then going back the other way. So that's quite a good way to colour in as well. So it's entirely up to you. I selected to do the circulatory movement like that. Okay, cool. That laugh's got rid of my headache. Lovely. I can't wait to go to Brighton on the bus today. It's nice up on the double decker. You can see over all the hedgerows, peeping all the windows. Good. See much more on the top deck, especially if we're lucky enough to get a front seat at the top. We might be on a Monday, you know. And do you know, it costs like, it'll be a maximum of 10 quid to get on the bus, and we're about an hour and a half away. It'll be about £10 return to go all the way from Crowborough, all the way through Lewes, all the way over the lovely countryside, the rolling hills, right to Churchill Square in the middle of Brighton for a £5, and then a £5 back. Gracie was down in Brighton yesterday with her best friend Lizzie. They were picking wedding dresses, looking for wedding dresses. Anyway, and they couldn't believe the price of parking because Lizzie's up in Manchester and of course Gracie's Brooklyn. So they went to Brighton, and Gracie said we were only there for 2 hours and it was like 17 quid for parking. I said, I know, it's mental. Absolutely unbelievable in Brighton at the moment, parking. And if you can get a parking space, but I think it's about £7.50 or £8 an hour there now. I know. So now ask me why we're getting the bus. Isn't it? Mad money. Mad money. I think, anyway, for parking, it's a bit extreme. So there you go. That was my little moan about the parking in Brighton. So you see now, if you want to get in on the edge, then you turn it round a little bit and you can feather out from that edge there. I don't even go near the nipples. I can't even begin to think what's going to happen there. Give it a go. Come on. This could go wrong. Let's have a look. It could improve the situation. I don't know. It's not really. Once you see them, you really can't unsee them, can you? Okay, let's just stick with these ones then. Forget the nipples. Right, darker colour. Let's come in. And now I'm going to come in with a darker peachy colour. B10. Okay. And I'm just going to do light feathery strokes from where I was shading. You see? Like that. Light feathery strokes from that core. And you'll see you get a really nice natural shade. See? It's good, isn't it? Easy. There you go. And now let's tie in the top part of the flower as well. There you go. Back to my little circulatory movements. There we are. Beryl Shepherd said she's got a couple like that. Right, there you go. Well, I tell you what, Beryl, mine are headed in the same direction as well, so don't laugh too loud. There, see? That looks good, doesn't it? So a little bit of darker colour on that side, a little bit of darker colour. Isn't it nice? Now suddenly your flower is starting to look good. Right, let's do the leaves. Let's do the leaves. The leaves. These are good as well. So what did I do? Yeah, here we are, look. I'll show you. So we do the green, solid green. Okay. Solid green here. There we go. So solid green, light, not too heavy. Let's do a solid green there as well. I'll do a solid green in there too. God, I feel good for that laugh. Right, there you go. And there. What's the time? 22. Okay. Plenty of time to catch the bus. It's literally outside the front door. Funnily, when we first moved here, I wasn't that happy about the fact that the bus stopped right outside the front door, because we'd lived on a farm in the middle of a field for 15 years. So to come into town where the double-decker bus, the people on the top deck can look into your bedroom, it was like, I'm not sure about this. Right. I'm not very happy about it. So I spoke to our Mark in California, and because he was living there while we were moving, see, every other one now, every other one. And so he was living in California, and so I rang, we were on the phone, and I said, the only downside about the new house, Mark, is that there's a bus stop right outside the door to Tunbridge Wells and Brighton. He goes, thank God for that. And he loves it. The kids love it, because they literally, if they stand on this side of the road, they go to Brighton. If they walk over to the other side of the road, they go to Tunbridge Wells. It is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, I suppose, if you can get over people peeping in your bedroom, which is what I'm going to do all the way to Brighton today. See, what goes round comes round. I'll get back. Yeah, there you go. So there's our leaves, and I haven't pressed too hard. I've gone in with a couple of layers, and I've gone every other one on the funky bit. Right, that looks good. So now let's do a little bit of grey work. Grey work. Right, what have we got here? We've got light grey. Let's do the light grey. Yeah. Let's do a light grey, and then we'll do a darker grey. So what have we got here? Got cold grey 3, and then we've got, this is a warmer one, isn't it? Warm grey 5. Pick whatever you fancy, light and dark. Okay, so make a silence out of it. Now, with the leaves, you may recall, we always go, if you want to make it look as if it's got lights hitting it, like a bit more, not flat, we want to make it a little bit more 3D looking. It goes light, dark, light, dark. Light, dark on that side of the vein, light, dark. So in other words, light, and then it goes, let's just put a little colour in that area, so you know, right, just to give you a guideline. So now that is there, and then this is dark, that side. We've done this loads of times, haven't we? Right, let's have a look. Light, dark, light, dark. Okay. I remember doing this at a workshop once at the Spa Hotel. And all I could hear was people going, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light, dark. There you go. Light, dark. Now let's take the dark. Let's go next generation of dark. Right? Oh, look. So once we've done one, we can do the next ones, can't we? So here we go. So now I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to go dark, light, dark. So press in there, and then we're going to come in there. Like, this is a bit dark grey, bit dark. Why are you pressing so hard, woman? Right. There was a bit of a blip there between my head and my hand, but that's okay. That's what these pink rubbers are for, pink erasers for our American friends. Right, here we go. And now we'll just lift that colour out again. There you go. Okay, that's better. It was like bit dark, bit dark, bit dark. Back it up, back it up. Right, see, so that's the magic, is if you think you've done too much, just go again. Right, gently does it this time, grey. Right, here we go again. Lighter. Maybe that grey's too dark. Right. That's better. Bit of cross hatching. I think that grey's too dark. Right, so we've got some lovely grey around the bottom, lovely grey through the middle. Right, that changes it, doesn't it? There you go. That's better, Barbara. I'm all rattled because of my nipples, so to speak. Right, there we are. That's better. Yeah? So you're going to do that, that, and that there. And then, of course, here, this is quite good too, because we've got the light grey now, and we can add depth in here. Look. So this is nice, because you've got that gap. So we could fill that in. See if that looks good. So that's quite nice, isn't it? Light grey in the centre, like that. There. And maybe, let's try this. Do you know what I think it needs? Sharpening. That's what I think it needs. Right, let's just sharpen this. Let's give that a go, if that helps. Okay. There. Now let's get in there. And let's add a little bit of depth. There we go. And then in there. Cool. This has come out lovely, isn't it? There we go. Nice. Right, so you get it, don't you? You see how this works? I think you do. So, if I just finish that off now, you can see easily how this is going to end up, can't you? How you get to this. Right, so we've done the colouring. You can see how if you leave the middle, see how it changes it a bit. This is a bit flatter, and then when you leave the light in the middle, you can see immediately how that works. Okay, and because you're pressing gently, you can add layers. See, so you add layers, and you can just bring these layers in. So the other thing is, this is worth knowing. Right, I'm not saying you have to do it, but it's worth knowing. If you want to blend the colours, right, then the Dorso oil, this is just so that you know that it works. Because I checked earlier, because I was asking myself, I wonder if Dorso oil makes the black pens move, because I know it doesn't make the archival black move. So I thought, I wonder if, you know, maybe we've already covered this, but I wanted to double check before I said, yeah, that's a good idea. So you're going to use a bit of a blending pen with a little bit of the oil on a spot-on sponge, see? And then if you can see immediately how it blends really nicely. I'd stay away from the edge. Look, down we go. Right, let the oil spread a little bit, but look at the difference in the colour when it dries. So here we go. Look, we're starting the light colour here, because it's Dorso oil is for parchment, one thinks, but look how beautifully it spreads the colours when you're blending. You see? So it gives you that really nice. Let's go in the top end now. Go in the top end again. Let's see. Watch. So you're going to go in there. And then as you come around, you leave a little tiny gap, you see, let the oil spread, because it will spread a little bit that way. Even if it spreads beyond the line, it's not that I'm not avoiding the black ink. I'm allowing the oil to spread a little bit, okay? But even if it goes out beyond, it does come back in again. It doesn't make a mark. Okay. So there you go. But you can see how really like silk it gets. Okay, so there you go. There's our little lesson for the morning. Now I want to show you something else. Okay, I think the rest is self-explanatory. You know how to get the edge around here with the Sharpie pen, don't you? I'm sure you're aware of how to do that. And then of course you've got lovely stickers. So you're going to pick your stickers and then add them and trim it, and that's it really. I don't think we need to indulge that more. That's done. I just want to show you something really cool. Okay, really cool. using, let me come out a little bit, because this is using those same little simple shapes that I keep going on about. Right, let me see if I can find it. So there's the large one that we did. There's the small one. Now, here we go. Flower of Life. Do you know what is fascinating? This is so easy, but what a beautiful pattern it is. And here they start to emerge, the flowers of life. Look, see them? I've seen this design so many times on walls, in tiles, and I've never really given it a lot of thought. I've just always thought, I like that, right? Now let's have a look here. Let's just see if we can break this down. One circle. Where's my, bear with me and I'll show you. I found, again, it was easier to go with the large one first, right? I found this easier. So this is what I did. And then it's just about, look for the petals, look for the petals, look for the petals, right? And definitely you need the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Right, now watch, this is your homework. So you've got 1 circle, 2 circles, 3 circles. So going from the top, 1 in the middle, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you go up here and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And you come down here, always looking for the petal, 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you do it it's so easy, honestly, that's it. Look, you just use that. 1. Then when you come down, I'm going to do it with you so you can see it, how easy it is. But what's so lovely, right? Let's just do it. We'll do it in a minute with this one. But then you move it into the small one. Right, now watch. So here, it's exactly the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So when you look at this, what I did was I just took one of our grey pencils just to make one of the flowers of life pop, so you could see it really, really nicely. I think this is rather. I got so zen on this. I can't, and I didn't go in with a pencil first and then go over the top. I just went straight in on with a pen. Okay, so this is your homework, friends. This is it. And I'll show it to you on a piece of copy paper and then see if you can work it out. So you start at the top. I'll just do this so that you get it. But actually what you do need to do in order to do this, like this, you need, look, because you've got to go there to. So what you've got to do is definitely get your, I'm not going to do it for you. This is your homework. What am I thinking of? I'm going to get a bust of Brighton. But you need these little marks. The 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, definitely. That'll help you. Okay. So I'm going to leave that like that for a screen grab. This is your challenge. You've got till the 2nd of October to work this one out. Your flowers of life. And I'm hoping to see on Facebook, I'm hoping when I'm checking in to see, I'm hoping to see beautiful designs with our flowers of life, with our beautiful retro flowers like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what you come up with. I really am, you know. As far as what's coming up, don't forget Paul. I'm just leaving it like this so that you can take some screen grabs. Paul is with you in Groovy Tuesday tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then, this week at on Thursday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Paul will be up in TV land with Linda Williams brand, the third in this collection of the new and exclusive groovy plates. This one is absolutely magnificent. Linda and I were talking yesterday. She showed me the artwork, absolutely phenomenal. If you're into the Japan like we are, then you will be blown away by these groovy plates. They're quite something. So I hope that you can join Paul. This is Thursday, 4 o'clock. We launch exclusively to Create and Craft. Thursday, 8 o'clock in the evening. Once again at 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday. And then they'll be available on our website from 9 o'clock. So I hope you enjoyed that. And yeah, I really did. And take care. I won't see you for a few weeks now. Please come back. You know, subscribe, check on the blog. I'll certainly be writing the blog when I'm on my travels with Dave. So and Paul's going to be running the business in my absence with the team. So business as usual at Clarity. I'm just taking a little break with our Dave. So lots of love to you. Have a great summer, hopefully, and I shall see you soon. Lots of love. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot, Paul. And I'm off to Brighton on the bus. So close your curtains. Bye.